The new Nigerian Peoples Party, NNPP, has kicked against the recent bill introduced by the Senate seeking to establish a local government election commission. NNPP described the bill as a sinister move to destroy democracy in the country. The bill has since passed first reading at the plenary, and the proposed commission is intended to be an autonomous body mandated to organize, oversee and conduct elections for the office of local government chairmen and councillors across all states. Commenting on the bill, the National Publicity Secretary of NNPP, Ladipo Johnson, said in a statement that it was inconceivable that such a bill was being proposed as a platform to conduct local government elections in the country. We're joined now in the studio by the spokesperson, New Nigerian Peoples Party, Ladipo Johnson. Ladipo, thank you very much for joining us in the studio. You know, it's pretty late. Talk to us. Why do you describe this move as a sinister move to destroy democracy?
Thanks for having me. Good evening. Well, your story just before this depicts the whole picture. We saw what happened in Edo State, or what is said to have happened. We recall how the general elections went. And then we're saying, with all this, or these, you want to put 774 local governments in the hands of this federal government to run the elections? We're saying no, it is wrong, and it actually goes against the principle of autonomy as well that they're talking about. Because you're taking away from the states, bringing to the federal again.
Well, so your beef is against the organization of the commission, not in the essence of it. Because from the brief that I saw on the news, it's to organize and oversee election. And yes, we've always been in this quest to try and improve on the transparency of our elections.
Exactly. And we're saying that, unfortunately, it doesn't seem that we are improving. We're not improving, unless we want to fool ourselves.
No, what I'm actually asking you is your grouse with the federal government overview of the commission, or it is the concept itself that you are against?
The grouse is with the fact that the federal government has shown that it is not to be trusted when it comes to these things, right? Because, look, some of us have gone as far as saying even the appointment of the INEC chairman should not be the sole prerogative of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as it is in the Constitution. In some other jurisdictions, for instance, in the United States, you have, well, they have two major parties. They're both involved. You have the Senate, you have the majority in the Senate, the minority in the Senate, you have the presidency as well, all getting the, all picking commissioners, or whatever they call them, like we have commissioners in INEC. So they don't fool themselves. But in the Constitution in Nigeria gives the power to one person. And we're saying that in the circumstances with what we've seen, it's just we're committing suicide.
How come you didn't catch this bill before it went for the
first you know, in Nigeria, you tend not to hear these things until we're even lucky that we caught it now. And we're trying to say to people that, please, let's look at this together. All other opposition parties as well. Let's look at this. Let's, you know, bring up a discussion about it. It's not something that we are comfortable with, and I'm sure many other people are not comfortable with it.
Okay, there's the statement you issued. I want to see if I can get it. It is unfortunate. We continue to see plans and actions by some politicians which are obviously tailored towards some specific negative objective. What is this negative objective?
Because the negative objective is what a lot of people have been saying. People still called me today to say that, oh, we're heading towards a one-party state. That is the negative. You understand? It's not for the multi-purpose, multi-party democracy that we want to practice or that we're practicing in Nigeria. And if you say to me, oh, do you have any proof or whatever, I'll tell you, in politics, military, the mafia, you don't need that sort of proof. Once you see something, you know what is happening. What is happening in Rivers? What has been happening in Kano? You understand? So we know that there are influences, there are things happening towards the next election already. And so we're saying, let's be alert.
The time is very short.
Exactly.
I would have taken you up on this measure of opposition coming together to speak against this commission.
Yes.
That is tricky in itself, because the infighting alone will not allow some of the parties see the light of day to be viable opposition.
Exactly. What is causing the infighting? Who are those sponsoring those within various parties causing mayhem and trouble? That is what you should
That's a broader conversation for another day. But just to wrap up here, you put out your statement also talked about that our problem, the problem with our elections was institutional, as the process was usually tainted by fraudulent practices. Attitudinal, I beg your pardon. Attitudinal. So my question would be, how do you propose we go about changing our attitude? Because, the people that are in APC today used to be in PDP. The people that are in PDP today used to be in some other parties, and then they come. It's the same attitude that they transfer from one party to the same way of playing politics.
Yes, it's not.
So who will do the changing?
It's not that we're accusing just one party of it all. It's the attitude of Nigerians. We're going there not to serve. We want to go and grab everything. I get to a red light and I'm going to stop, but the person behind you is honking as if, are you mad? Just keep going. And then you join. To be specific, when you talk about elections,
you're looking at the people in leadership positions like INEC and other political parties.
They are meant,
attitudinal change.
They are meant to be the unbiased umpire. You understand? Same thing with people talking about the courts and everything, the tribunals, etc. So we have a long way to go. We have problems.
You are quite correct. Attitudinal change is the way to go. Let's hope we can see that in our lifetime. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.